Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage. So here's a real common question I get. Do I take cylinder heads right out of the box and just put them on the engine and bolt them down? The answer is yes, I've done that, but not just blindly, just out of the box. I've just taken these out of the bag that comes in the box, and they're pretty clean. But that doesn't mean I didn't check it over first. I mean, there are some obvious things you want to look for. I look at all the valves to make sure the keys are all in place for all the valve stems. You don't want to have any missing keys or any keys partially out. I check that. I look to make sure all the springs are the same. So you make sure all the springs are there, which you think they checked it at the factory. I take a quick look at the bottom side, and I will clean off the valves. There is usually some sort of shipping lubricant, or there could be some kind of oil on there that they put just to keep it clean, or maybe when they were cleaning it they left it on there. So I wipe off the valves, clean that as much as possible. So I do that. Now besides that, unless you are willing to take the cylinder head, flip it upside down, and fill each one of the chambers with water and put compressed air in each one of the either the exhaust or intake side just to see if they're leaking, you could do that, but it's not going to tell you a whole hell of a lot. If there is a small leak, you might find it, but after you run it, these valves are going to open and close, and the seats will eventually pound themselves in. So there's not really much you need to do. So besides checking just the basic things, checking the top, checking the bottom, and cleaning off, that's about all I do before I install the cylinder head. Next, I clean the deck surface, make sure it's completely clean. I did write some numbers on there earlier, so I did clean those off, as well as cleaning off the pistons. Then I take my gasket, inspect the gasket, look for anything that says this side up, this side front, towards front. This gasket is symmetrical, so there is no difference which way I put it on. And I inspect the gasket to make sure the fire ring is okay, and I make sure there's nothing on the gasket. You don't want any small chips on there, so don't lay the gasket anywhere like on a table where it might pick up a little piece of metal shavings or dirt or something like that. You want to make sure the gasket is completely clean, so when you put it in place, it's sitting nice and flat on the block. Now before you set the cylinder head in place, if you put new dowels in, there's two dowels on either side, one on each side, there's two dowels. If you put new dowels in, it's good to check the dowel size, measure the dowel size, and measure the hole in the cylinder head, because you don't want to have any interference. You want the cylinder head to fit on nice and without having to force it on, and you don't want to have it shift. So make sure that when you change your dowel pins, you measure them and you measure the holes so they are the same size. That way it fits together right the first time. Then I can go ahead and take my cylinder head, gently set it in place, looking down to line up the holes, and feel the dowels fall into place. And then make sure the cylinder head doesn't rock this way, back and forth. If the dowel head is sticking up too much, if it's hanging up on the dowel, the cylinder head will rock on the block. You'll feel it rock back and forth. Right now it's sitting nice and flat, so I'm sure that my dowel pins are in the hole and everything is fitting nice and solid. Now I can put the bolts in. Now the bolts are 12-point ARP type bolts, and there is a fillet in the screw right underneath the head. There's a fillet right there, and the washers usually have a nice chamfer or lead in on the chamfer for the washer, but I can't really see one, but I can definitely feel a sharp edge on the back. So I will take the edge that has the very, very slight chamfer and put it on the bolt that way. And I'll put my ARP lube underneath the washer and a little bit on the threads and put them all in. I'm using the ARP Ultra Torque Assembly Lube, and simply put a little bit underneath the washer. Make sure we have it under the washer. Put some on the threads. You don't need a ton, just a little bit on a lead thread, and that's it. And I can just run them down quickly in the order they're going to be torqued. Always follow the manufacturer's recommendations. This is the sheet that came with the cylinder heads. So you follow the torque sequence on the instructions and the torque spec on the bottom here. 3 steps, 40, 55, and finally 70 foot-pounds. So when you're torquing down, there's always a huge question about whether or not you should use an extension. Of course, you want to use the shortest extension possible. This is a longer one. I'm going to get a shorter one, and I'm going to use longer sockets because you do have to get inside in between the valve springs. Does it mean you can't use an extension? No, you just have to make sure that you're using a bigger one. Now for the lower torques, only 40 foot-pounds, 55, I'll start with this, then I'm going to move up to my 1/2 inch and get a much heavier, shorter one to make sure that all the energy goes from the torque wrench into the fastener. Final torque to 70. And bolt number 17. Now, just as a sanity check and something I like to do, just in case my torque wrenches are slightly out of calibration, I have these electronic torque checkers that I put in line with the socket. This is a really neat device because it allows you to do that check. I have it right now set for 70 foot-pounds. The lights light up to let you know that when you reach the torque, you get a light and a buzzer. So I'm just going to use this to check the bolts just to make sure they're all at 70. You never know. As you apply the torque, the numbers go up. You get red, yellow, or green, yellow, red. So as soon as I get to 70 foot-pounds, you'll get a green, then a yellow, and then a red to let you know you reached that torque. So I've reached 70 foot-pounds, and I'm sure that that bolt is at least 70 foot-pounds. Okay, both cylinder heads are installed. This thing is really starting to look like an engine. Next, we're going to work on the valve train, and on a 440, it's pretty tricky with the rocker rails and all the spacers that go in, so that's going to take some time. Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage.